Alright, we're back. As you can tell, it is a different day. It's actually a different week. I finished getting the bolts and stuff off the front clip last week, and then I just kind of had other things to do. So we're back out here now. We got, as you can see, the fenders unbolted from the running boards. There's 6 bolts there, and then there's 3 bolts on each part of the cowl on each side, and then there was just 2 bolts on the radiator support. So we got those off, and it's pretty much loose, and it's ready to come off. So that's what we're about to do next here. Alright, the clip is off, and got it set over here. So what I might do later then is these brackets, I might cut these off on each side. This one just got 1 screw left in it, or I'll probably just take them off. They don't mount anything on the current truck, so I know they obviously were fender braces that mounted on the original frame of that style truck. But so I always wondered what this radiator was out of. It's so tiny. Wonder if it's out of like a Civic or something or what, but it did cool this engine off fairly well when we did drive it. So, but yeah, that made that a heck of a lot easier to get at the engine in here. And I will clean up this, scaly rust on the front here. I mean, I know it looks pretty bad, but I mean, this was a Wisconsin truck its whole life, so it probably seen plenty of winters. But now I can get the exhaust off easier because I'm sure most of these are rounded off. I can get at the transmission easier, get the bell housing bolts out. And I'm hoping I can just take this, lift it, slide it out, leave the transmission in, and pull the motor out. So I really don't feel like disconnecting the transfer case and whatnot. We'll see when the time comes, but I'm not going to scrap this motor right away. I do believe, from what I read up on, a lot of these brackets for the serpentine system are compatible with a small block Chevy 350, so I would like to use that on the small block in the corner right over here and put that on the engine that's going in the Nash, since I'll probably be running electric fans in that as well. Then this way I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But yeah, should be a little bit easier to get at things now. This is where the radiator support was mounted on each side. Just 2 pads there. And then since this is a 4-wheel drive, this does have an external oiling system, which would be mounted up over here if it was a stock S10 yet. This was just kind of laying in there. So I'm probably going to still hook that up. I'll change the oil lines because I know that I read up they're notorious for leaking. Unless I can find a way to mount it in back on the engine like a regular twist-on filter. I think there's a way to do it. I don't know if you have to notch the differential out or not, or if you can just remove the drive shaft, but I believe that's what GM's idea was behind that. Was they didn't want the differential or maybe the front drive shaft smacking into your oil filter when the suspension was articulated. So I could be wrong. If any of you know about that, correct me in the comments down below. That'd be great. So, alright guys, well, next time you see me, you'll probably see me pulling the motor out of here, hopefully. So we'll see you then. Alright, we're back. So I decided to go ahead and try and get the manifolds off, and as you can see, passenger side is off. That one wasn't bad. I was able to get all of the bolts out. Got the exhaust nuts off there. Those came off really nice, so I didn't have to cut the Y pipe, so save that. Engine mounts came out. The bolts came out and slid right out. Same thing on this side. The only thing I didn't do on this side, because the steering shaft's in the way of a lot of the bolts for the manifold, is I just was able to get in there and got that bolt out of the motor mount. The only thing, I'm gonna have to get new engine mounts, which probably was planning on doing anyways, because this whole rubber casing in here came out. So, but now to the point where ready to split the transmission here, and can't really see it too good. I don't got my flashlight, but I'm gonna see if I can pull this straight out and slide the input shaft out of the clutch and get this thing yanked out of there. Nice thing about this truck too, there's the floor pan. So actually all of the screws, like the original screws, came out. So that was pretty nice. So yeah, all right, well, let's see if we can get this pulled out, and we'll see in a couple minutes. All right, it is Sunday morning, so we ended up getting I make it sound like there's more than one person. I ended up getting the engine out this morning. So last night what I was thinking is there's that dust shield or that inspection cover. I saw the bolts down there and that's what was hanging it up. So I had to take the slave cylinder off anyways, take the other bolts off, and that is what was holding everything up right there. Dust cover, inspection cover, whatever you want to call it. So once we got that out, everything was pretty easy to slide the input shaft out of the back of the clutch, and yeah, it popped right out. So that was a good thing. I didn't take a video obviously of pulling the engine out. I mean, there's plenty of videos you can see of that. So yeah, main thing is we got the engine out. Ended up just cutting the power steering lines. They were pretty rusty, so I'm gonna replace them anyways. I noticed I gotta replace this brake line down here. That's the rear feed, I believe. It's leaking. And even yesterday when I accidentally bumped the slave cylinder and it just started to get wet, so it's probably a good thing I did that because I wasn't planning on changing that, but I think I'm gonna change the slave cylinder and the line for the clutch just so it's new and it's fresh. So yeah, we'll get that taken care of. And I'll clean all this up in the front, clean up the frame. It's pretty scaly and whatnot. There's no rot through anywhere, but just got a lot of scale from being a winter truck as it was when it was an S10. So we'll clean that up, put some paint on it, whatnot. I'll get the bell housing all cleaned up. Probably gonna take the drive shaft out of that front diff and the transfer case because we're not gonna use the four-wheel drive on here. There's really no need to. When my dad bought this truck, the guy even said, he goes, the four-wheel drive is hooked up, but the electronic part to engage the differential, I believe it's the part that goes to the actuator up here. He said that's not hooked up or it doesn't have power going to it, so really didn't make any sense to mess with it anyways. So, but here's the old engine. Here's the old 4.3. I'm gonna take that intake off yet. And then I'll pull that one out over there. And I don't know why the hell this thing. Hang on one second. I don't know, the screen was reversed on here for some reason. It made the toolbox look like it was over here on my screen. But anyways, yeah, I'll pull that engine out this way. And I'll start cleaning that one up. I'll degunk it and I'll probably give it a quick Craigslist rebuilt, you know. A little spray paint on her and make it look nice. Put a couple new gaskets on it and whatnot with that. I do, however, have to put a new starter on because I was taking it off. It looks like the solenoid got pretty messed up from sitting around. So, but other than that, I'm probably just gonna clean some stuff up today, guys, and not really do too much else. Probably gonna go in the house, make something to eat, and just relax and watch football the rest of the day. So I'll probably see you again in a few weeks. Next week I got something going on. And next week's not a good week to work out in the garage. It's supposed to be a high of -7 next Saturday. Yeah, a high in the negatives. So we won't be working out here. No. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. It's a long ways off. So, alright, we'll see you in a few weeks. Alright, we are back. It is February 2nd. I'm too lazy to go back and see what the last day was that we were out here, but I think it was a couple weeks ago. Anyways, we got some stuff done over here while we survived those 2 cold weeks. Got this wall all insulated real nice. So, yeah. And since it is my birthday, yes, we were having a nice birthday drink. In case you're wondering, it's Eagle Rare, mixed. Yes, I did say that right. I mixed Eagle Rare. But guess what? It's mine, so I can do what I want with it. Anyways, what we're gonna do now, since we got the garage all cleaned up, spin you around. Last time, as you can tell, we got the engine out. So now what we're gonna do is clean up all this scaly crap. All this rust and dirt and everything that's been sitting on here for a while. Brake clean all that off and clean it up. Wire brush. And then we'll throw some Rust-Oleum paint on it and make it look nice. And I'll probably clean out the inside of the bell housing there. Yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm gonna make a mess on the floor after I just got done cleaning up the floor, but otherwise, it's pretty much what we're gonna do. And then I probably won't go back on anything with this probably for a couple more weeks. I gotta wait on parts for that engine. Figured I might as well order a new clutch. That clutch is probably good, but it's been sitting for so long I might as well just get a clutch. Clutch kits for these S10s are like $100 on Rock Auto. So I'll do that. This way I get the alignment tool. The flywheel, if it looks good, which probably is, I'll probably just surface it with the DA or something. And then button her all back up, and I'll clean that motor up because that engine's pretty dirty. Not really gonna gasket anything on it, I don't think. The only thing that needs to be gasketed on it is the intake manifold gaskets, because I gotta pull the carbureted one off of the old engine, put it on the new one, and then probably valve covers, and that's probably about it. Then I'm just gonna paint it up so it looks nice before I put it back in. And I know it needs engine mounts, that's right, because the engine mounts fell out when, I think here's one of them right here. Yeah, these all separated. So you'll put engine mounts in it, probably take the exhaust manifolds off, clean those up, and then yeah, button it back up. Try to do all the hard stuff out of the truck because there's really not a lot of room in there. Even with that front clip on there, it's still pretty tight. You would think being a V6 it wouldn't be that bad, but I can only imagine how putting 2 more cylinders in there makes it even tighter. So yeah, that's a little bit what we got done in the past week or two, and that's kind of what we're looking forward to be doing today. So yeah, I took off work, so might as well make the most of it. All right. Yeah, the compressor's running, so it's annoying, but if you look, I mean, just from using a couple, there, it shut off. Just from using a couple different brushes. So I got a nylon brush and a small brass brush. And then I got that big toothbrush, which I did most of this with. It looks a hell of a lot nicer than what we started with. So I blew off all the scale and shit that was on here. And yeah, it's by no means perfect, but you know, we're not, if we were gonna go for something like that, we would sandblast it, obviously. But we just want to get it nice to where it's not gonna scale off, the paint will stick. I mean, Rust-Oleum, in my opinion, will damn near stick to anything, just like enamel, you know, because it's oil based. But you know, if I take this little brass one, you know, it's just getting off the scale, basically. That's all we're caring about, because 90% of what's right in here you're not going to see anyways, and I'm not going to see, and it's not going to cause it to rot out or, you know, make any of the parts not function right. It's just getting the scale off and cleaning it up nice enough to where it's going to have some paint on it to protect it a little bit longer than, what is this? Well, let's see, I'm 36 now, and this is a 92, so, I mean, this frame's 34 years old, and has survived the Wisconsin salt that long. So, I mean, even if you use this nylon brush on a lot of this light scaly stuff, I mean, it picks up some of the stuff and takes it off, but obviously the better the material you're using to scrape off with. Kind of like when you're using different grits of sandpaper when you're sanding a car and doing body work. It's obviously going to do a better job. So yeah, just a little update on how things are looking. I gotta clean that all off, but I'm gonna wait till I get everything blown off, and then I'll take some WD-40, take some brake cleaner, and I'll spray that off. And you know, it's not gonna be perfect. It doesn't have to be as clean as, you know, a whistle, but as long as it's clean enough, you know, that Rust-Oleum will stick just fine. And if it doesn't, it's already got oil on it. It's not gonna rust. So, alright, so with the Fleet Farm, they didn't have any gloss black. Doesn't really matter. So we got some Rust-Oleum semi-gloss. That's what we're gonna use. Mix it up a little bit. Grab your least favorite screwdriver so you don't get it all gacked up with this paint, because it's a pain to get off. Speaking of which, I'll throw a couple gloves on because, yeah, not only is it a pain to get off your tools, pain to get off your skin, and yeah. We're gonna do that. Now, it's about 30 degrees outside today. It's 55 in here with the stove going, so that's plenty good. Let's grab us a stir stick that we got. This one's used, but this is just oil based. It's also just going on the frame, so we don't have to do anything too fancy. Since I'm not spraying this, I'm not going to thin it out either, because there's really no reason to. If I was to spray this in a gun, I would probably use a cheap Harbor Freight gun, because it's oil based. You do not want to mix this with any of your regular solvent based paints, because you will screw up your gun. So just keep that in mind. Just go get a cheap $20 gun if you want to spray it. I've always used a brush when I'm doing frames, because I mean, unless you're trying to make it look really nice, to me it doesn't really matter. Now, another thing too, I won't use this to mix any other paint either. I might use this other side, but this will just be for that from now on. Or I'll throw it out because paint sticks are cheap. So I got a couple brushes. I got a 3-inch brush, and my favorite thing to use is these 2-inch ones, because they're not too big where they, you know, kind of get in the way. If you're doing like the back part of this frame where you got long open area, yeah, that works great. Covers a lot. This you can use in tight spots. You can use it on the long spots or open areas. It gets the job done. I also got a little 1-inch brush to get, you know, like you've seen in the front, under the brake lines, under a couple of other areas that are tighter. You know, like I said, we're not going for show quality, obviously. We're just trying to get some color on there to keep it from rusting and make it last a little bit longer. So we're going to go ahead and use a 2-inch brush to start. We're going to cover most of the areas. Then we'll probably go in with the 1-inch brush. I'll probably use that at the very end, because once you're done using once you're done using the brush, yeah, you can clean it. I usually don't. I usually just let them dry out. They get hard and I just toss them. So brushes are cheap. These are like $1.20 at Fleet. Sure, they're a little bit cheaper at Harbor Freight, but that's what we're going with for now. I'll show you how the frame looks. Again, it's clean enough for me for what I want to do. So I mean, it definitely made a difference. It's got all the scaly shit off. Doesn't have all those little rust flakes hanging around. And even like the paint that was flaky here, they got all that flakiness off. And yeah, it's not perfect. I'm not going to paint any of this stuff here, because obviously it's, if I pressure washed it, it would do a hell of a lot better of a job. You know, most of you guys know that. So, but if you were trying to get it, like if you had this all stripped down and you were trying to get it to look really good, I would suggest using something like a Super Clean, or, you know, just a nice detergent. Scrub it in there and then pressure wash it off. Get all the big chunks of grease off. But we're mainly focusing on just these rails here. And then when I come in to do the brakes and the brake lines and take the shocks out, I'll finish up in there. And so that's what's nice about doing this with the brush and doing this step by step, is you guys don't have to do everything at once. You can do this in steps. That's why it's nice to brush it on and not really worry about it. You can use an aerosol can too if you want. The problem is with all the brake lines there, if you don't want them to be covered, you know, that's why, or even like your steering shaft and stuff like that, or your wire harness here, you know, aerosol can, it's hard to get in a tight spot. But if you don't care, I mean, more power to you, go right ahead. So I like brushing it off, plus it gives me something to do. So, well, it's a week later. I didn't see my shadow. So what does that mean? Early spring for Wisconsin. So I might as well take advantage of the 50-degree weekend we're gonna have here. before it gets back down to 30. And got the engine out here for the S10, 46, 41, and 41 Chevy. Anyways, got her soaking in some degreaser. And we're going to give it a little bath and get it cleaned up, so I don't have to waste a couple cans of brake cleaner doing it. And we got the truck pushed out here as far as we can on the skates. I said I wasn't going to paint this, but since we got the pressure washer, gonna clean it up, pressure wash it out, pressure wash the rest of the transmission out, and we're just going to give the firewall a quick bath as well. And I'm going to clean up where this brake line's leaking before I replace it. So I'll clean all that off, and then maybe I can put some paint on there, and that's what we're going to do today. Well, welcome back to Wisconsin. It's March 15th, and yeah, all this was gone a few days ago. Last weekend it was 65 degrees here, and now get to deal with this lovely weather. Don't worry, it's not done yet. We got like 8 inches of snow, and they're calling for 24 to 36 inches. So I'm gonna go do something I need to do and go hide in the shop. So let's go. Ugh. Did this about 9 o'clock this morning, and there's already another 4 inches down here. Wet, heavy snow. We got drifts going on here. Yeah, let's go inside here. A lot better. It is 36 degrees out. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's 32 out. But at least it's like 70 in here. Anyways, just figured I'd update you on this. As you can see, I got the engine in. I didn't take any video of me doing that or any of the struggles putting this thing in, but it went in pretty decent. I did have some trouble with the steering crossover center link bar down there. The pan did hit it, so I clearanced the pan a little bit. I just pressed it in a little bit, so I did not know that there was a difference in the 2-wheel drive 4.3 liter S10 oil pans are different. They're deeper, and they're different than the 4-wheel drive due to the fact that the 4-wheel drive has the front diff. So the 4-wheel drive pan has a narrower front section, and then it has a deeper sump in the back. I don't know if we can see it on this one, but no, there's not enough light. But that one in the back is probably about, I'd just say 10 inches deep, and then the top of the pan is only about, in the front of the pan, it's only about 2.5 inches. Where on the oil pan on a 2-wheel drive 4.3, it's a lot more deep. It's a lot deeper than the other one. So it's about 3.5, 4 inches deep all the way back to the sump. So it's almost like a regular small block Chevy oil pan, if you will. So I got the front dress on, got the belt on. I'm gonna have to replace it, but just got it on for now. I'll probably take the air compressor off for the AC because this isn't gonna have it. But I got the intake all cleaned up. I gotta replace these plastic valve covers because one of them is, down here. One of them has a big hole in it. So I'll replace them and probably paint them. I wanted to put the steel ones on off of the other engine, but I don't know if they're going to seal with the way that they have that wider lip on there. Got this off the Evil Bays for about, oh, 150, 200 bucks with shipping. It was used, but said it ran. But it looks pretty clean. I mean, looks like somebody cleaned it up a little bit. Yeah, it's better than paying 400 bucks for a brand new one, so we're gonna go with that, see how that does. I gotta figure out this distributor. I tried putting it in the same way that I had it in the other engine. I tried remembering what the firing order was, but didn't, so I will say I did try to turn it over already, and the engine cranks over fine. It tries to fire, but it backfires out through the carburetor, so I'm pretty sure I either got my wiring wrong on there, or I have this on the wrong setting for the timing and the timing mark. Luckily on this engine, this is a 94 4.3, the other one is a 91. The other one didn't have, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it didn't have a timing mark like this one does. So it didn't have the timing teeth on the timing cover. So that's nice. With this one, I got all new power steering, hoses put on, got the manifolds back on. I will tell you, these are a pain in the ass to put on with the steering shaft here. So I cut off the knock sensor because I'm not going to need them in order to get them to slide on. Also, I'm sure a lot of you guys that have S10s or have worked on them in the past know that this spark plug is a pain in the ass to try to get on and out. So I couldn't use a socket, so I had to use a wrench. And I went and bought the spark plug sockets that have the wrench end on there, but then not realizing I'm not going to be able to get the socket on, and if I do, get it back off once it's tight, so I just used the wrench. The next thing I'll be doing on this next weekend is I gotta finish changing that brake line that's busted. That just goes right to the master, so that shouldn't be bad. We got the clutch slave cylinder line ordered. We'll be doing that next weekend as well. Got the exhaust back on. I cut the cat off, so we'll be doing some exhaust work once we get that running. Put the slave cylinder in, make sure the clutch works, and hopefully I can move this under its own power, which then means I can put the clip back on, hook the radiator back up. And the only thing we're going to do to this front clip is there's a small crack right here on this one fender. Otherwise, these fenders are like really nice for being 75 years old or even older. I'm going to weld up that crack, and then I'm probably going to grind this primer back down and then kind of let it just re-flash rust. My dad did that for some reason. I believe he still wants to paint this truck. I told him he should just leave it patinaed, but like I said, it's his truck. We're just doing him a favor getting it running. And if he wants to paint it, he'll paint it. Otherwise, the cab's pretty clean on here. The doors have some holes in the bottom. That's not bad. I should probably do these cab mounts like this on the other one that we have, the blue one, the 46. So I gotta take some measurements of that. This is the only spot in the cab that's really bad, and that's just from the fenders being on and all the dirt and debris getting stuck in there. It's also from the mice getting in there from this thing sitting for so long. But I mean, the inside's not that bad. Even though this is a plastic S10 gauge cluster, it kind of looks decent. You don't really notice it too much unless you really look at it. The column's pretty good. And then I gotta put the floor pan back in. Luckily that unbolts. I'm gonna bolt right back in, but I mean, these interior panels are in really nice shape. I'm probably gonna pull this back down and see if there's any remnants of mice in there, vacuum it out so that it doesn't blow in my face when I'm driving this thing this summer. And yeah, everything should be pretty good there. But yeah, we'll probably be back out here next weekend. I have to now. Gotta work on the snowblower. Hang on, I gotta turn the light on in here, so it's gonna be dark for a minute. I gotta work on that snowblower because I went to go snowblow this morning, and luckily I got this one. This is a 2-stroke. This thing is amazing. This thing has never let me down. I've had this for 5 years, and I've done my driveway with this for years, and it's only about a 12-inch pass, so it takes a while to do. But this one works. It's got a carb issue. I want to say it's probably got water in the bottom of the bowl, so I'm going to take the carb off and clean it up. Hopefully that solves it so I can get the driveway done in the morning so I can get to work. But other than that, guys, I'm going to probably leave you here, and next time you see me, it'll be next weekend, and we'll try to get some more video of this thing running, and maybe we'll have some brake parts here. We'll do some brakes on it. And then I can show you under the truck what I did. In order to get this engine to clear too, I forgot to mention, I did remove the diff. And for those of you that are wondering, well, how are you going to do that? You can't drive it without the diff in the front. Well, you are right. But what I can do to keep the wheel bearings good is I can take the half shafts and I can cut them right where the boots are. And then I can still bolt that shaft in there so it's at least in the wheel bearing. And then at least the wheels will be fine. But it gives you a lot more room under there, obviously. It's easier to change the oil now because the oil filter is, you probably can't see it, it's right there. Instead of having that removable oil system where the oil filter's up here on the fender, and then it's got those lines, and everybody says they leak and they're a pain in the ass, so we just went ahead and eliminated that. Make it less of a pain, hopefully that's what it is. But all right, we will see you next week, and hopefully we get this thing moving. Well, can't even tell where I stepped the last time. It's snowing so damn hard and blowing around. Ugh. It's gonna go on like this all day and all day tomorrow. Probably another 5 inches here. So with that being said, I'm gonna upload some video from the car show in October that I didn't post, and we're gonna go to summertime.
Sun is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's gonna be this hot out on fucking October.
Should be 60 out.
It's gonna be 90 today.
Ugh.
Sarah, did you want this piss pad shit from my parents or
Throw it in the garbage. Get off of me!
just let him bite you, he'll go away.
Yeah, there you go.
No, because then I'm gonna smell it.
What about the neighborhood? Oh, you're allergic too?
I feel
Oh, I know.
I'm allergic to it.
How does he look going down there with me? Other than needs more offset. Can you open up whatever can over there so there's garbage in
I feel like this isn't
it?
working.
I don't want to look this nice.
Oh yeah, just take a nice trip to the old banana peeler.
We would have done it last night, but me and...
What are you trying to do? Get that blue off?
Yeah.
Brake cleaner.
Not better than gas?
Yep.
The can and the seat. The can and the pet drive and the seat of the truck. Some gross liquid coming out. Wait, you just hit it with that?
Yeah, and then just scrub it off.
You filming already?
The nice hamster. Yep.
Fucking worked on the Ford.
Nice GMC. Oh, here's a nice OBS. Blue metallic. Like the one I had in Peaceville. Let's see, 68 or 9 Camaro. 4-speed, 5-speed car. Yeah, last year there was only about 6 or 7 cars out here in the ballpark, so this is a lot more people out here. Nice short bed, square body. She's for sale. Fuzzy dice and all. This is a beautiful square body right here. Seen this van out at Simcoe. Nice small block. Here's Jimmy's old Horizon. There's the White Knight, the Carry All, and the old Banana Peel.
80 back to you. Thank you. You know how it works, right? Yep. Got it. All right.
It had to be about this big. Okay, hi. Eric doesn't say a word. He's like, hey, have you met my buddy? He's right here.
Don't put it in the trash.
I figured that was going to. I figured we don't need one though.
Old Sears. Pretty cool.
dad's house forever until I went to the army. And then Andy
Okay, so they hatch, and we have to wait till the next day, and then they're all dead. But that's the next day. Like, Jesus. Yeah. Why am I getting bit up like crazy?
my gauge says it's like
Thank you.
220. It says it's as soon as it's always done. So what do you say, for the 160? For the whole
Way more power. Block the intake manifold. You got different intake ones. Doesn't have heat trap.
Some of this
came
road.
up out of nowhere, kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, we
I'm like,
made.
whatever, it's 8 miles.
No, it worked pretty good. It's for sale.
Because of enough. What did he have? 3 times?
Yeah, that's
That's probably 30,000.
What's that?
It's a chassis swap.
Oh, is it?
What Bob was bitching about with the bucket that he's got. When you're tall, there's no room in these fucking things, so you gotta fucking jack the seat way up so you can't cut the roof on his.
That's why I put a bench back in mine, because the buckets were the tilt on them. I'd be sitting like this,
Yeah.
so I had to get a bench. What?
I don't know why everybody
Yeah, I don't get that either. I like that wagon right there.
had to touch my 18 hood.
Oh, they touched your hood.
Yeah, they're over touching.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about some random car. Yeah, they want to make sure it's not fiberglass.
It's good luck.
Nice asshole.
Yeah, I thought it braked just fine. Obviously, it's not stopping on the dime.
It looked like it drove fine for you.
You gotta fucking stop ahead of time. Were you behind her?
Yeah.
Did it blow black at all?
No.
It might be better already with the air fixing funnel open.
I couldn't even hear it.
No,
You didn't gun on it either.
you don't even attempt to be gun on it.
I don't know why it's so quiet. Those glass packs are like stupidly quiet. They're coming off just because it's great place.
Oh, I like this tube grill on here.
Where's the car that backed into the other car?
Not over by
It was a GMA body. It was a Buick or a Cutlass, and it got backed into by a bigger car. Yeah.
Some 4-door thing that the idiot literally unloaded off the trailer over by that tree and drove it through the parking lot back into it. I don't know.
Hey, what's up?
Here to come and pick these
Beautiful
panels
Ford.
up in about like a week when the paint's finally going to be dry.
Really nice
Got a
Fairlane.
biohazard out there with those empty cans too, so I'm going to figure that out. But anyway,
A lot of nice stuff out here.
50/50 tickets are available up at the merchandise booth. Last one yielded $425 to the winner, so make sure that you get in there.
I like these big eyelashes on here.
The gate is now unmanned, so if you came in here with a show car in the last 20 minutes and you got in for free, just do the right thing, come on up and pay, $10. You can buy a boat for any of the bicycles out there, $1.
Oh, here's a nice,
one boat, or
40.
6 boats for $5. You can use that same.
So this is like Matt's. So I ended up getting the hood emblem for him and the center strip that goes down and each headlight bucket because he got kind of backed into last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I got those at Tisler. I was thinking about going back there and seeing if the hood would be the same for my 46 Chevy pickup or if I could make it work because these have hinges so it would open upwards.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the wings on mine.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm going to have to find a different hood and I'm going to weld it because I don't want to wreck the one that my dad redid because it's too nice to fucking weld it.
Tons of good stuff on the raffle tables. $20 gets you 26 tickets.
It's a nice 57.
There's Booyah yet.
Oh, it's Booyah, Jim. I thought it was chili.
Right next to that ticket booth, there's walking tacos, there's hot dogs. Around the corner from the bar, there's third-pound hamburgers. Down a little further, there's a lot of food bags out there. Something we're always trying to make different. Now we finally got our foothold in that.
Mission got rusty, all that shit. So shit's not.
Is that one crap?
Hey, blue looking good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the engine
Oh,
makes noise.
I seen them at Menasha by my house. They had the same wagon. Yep.
After all that dealing with him talking over you all the time.
You know what's funny though is at least that crotchety guy in here with those freaking wheelbarrow go-karts or whatever where he was like bitching at people for taking pictures of them.
Really?
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, that guy with the engines on, the Harley engines
yeah,
on?
he's like, aren't you gonna ask permission or something? And it's like, you're in a public place.
James.
$37 Chev. 60K or best offer.
Chevy blue? Yeah, I got the
Blower in it and shit.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
It's nice 55.
Jimmy's got competition.
I don't.
Wheels? I knew he'd be all burned up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this thing was here last year, I believe. It's a small block Chevy. Big ass freaking wheels and tires on this thing. Square body bucket seats, I think.
Yeah, I was like, whoever
T bucket.
Oh, probably roof reunion. Small one.
Chrysler. Rack and pinion up front. It's pretty cool.
Hurry up! Money, get the kids. Just sniffing every bit of it. Nose is good.
Beautiful car.
Thanks.
Oh, I should have been smart. I should have
Like that.
Yeah. I like this pickup back here.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan now of these big round headlights on these cars. I like that.
We were at my uncle's buddy Jeff Witt's shop. I don't know if you saw a Snapchat of the picture of the van.
I might have, yeah.
But he's got a fucking Model A he's building, and it's the straightest fucking A I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah.
Apparently he's an anal retentive butts. But it's fucking satin black.
Really?
And it's straight as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
And he was working on headlight mounts, but he fabs everything himself.
It's got
He
beautiful.
fucking got steel tubing from Speedy Metals.
Okay.
Instead of fucking brake line and shit.
Yo.
Ran all his own steel tubing. Everything looks like it would have been like a factory fit. It's fucking
Good. I like it when car shows get better.
Yeah, because I think last year was the second year they had it.
I think you're right. Yep.
So I'm like,
That's Buick. Oh, that's nice. Well, here's the bus that I saw at the Field of Scenes driving. Pretty sweet. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in part 2, where hopefully we are driving the 41 Chevy pickup by then. And we'll be filming some more stuff, so stay tuned.